Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. 29-year-old Pennsylvania resident Nicholas Perretta traveled to D.C. with his co-defendant, Mitchell Vukic. Perretta was seen wearing protective eyeglasses on January 6th, even though his friend told the FBI they had no intention of entering the building. And Perretta and his friend admitted that they saw at least one officer being assaulted by the mob. They witnessed others advancing past very obvious barricades and obvious police lines. They saw flashbang grenades. They saw tear gas being deployed by the police. Still, they continued on to the Capitol, and they were seen on surveillance video illegally entering the building. So Perretta and his friend walked through various areas of the Capitol, and they were seen on surveillance video picking up papers that had been discarded on the ground. And then they were seen folding those papers and shoving them in their pockets. And they left the building with those documents. So later that day, Perretta texted someone and he said, quote, "We broke into the Capitol." And when the other person questioned if Perretta was being serious, he sent them a picture of Vukic inside the Capitol. So then that person responded to Perretta and said, quote, "Okay, you passed the first test. The second test is you got to steal something." So later, that same person wrote, quote, "Nick, delete my steal something message. I don't want to go to jail with you." So Perretta texted back later that night and he wrote, quote, "Shit was wild. Got tear gassed in the Capitol. We smoked a blunt in the Capitol." And quote, "We were on the third floor." So in June of 2021, after he told his friend Vukic to tell the FBI to fuck off, Perretta sat for a voluntary interview with investigators. So all bark, no bite. He admitted to entering the building. He admitted that he saw someone push an officer down. And Perretta also said that he was hit with tear gas. He claimed that he entered the Capitol so he could, quote, "clean up." As with his friend, Perretta conceded that, yes, we did remove documents from the Capitol, but Perretta claimed that they threw them out after they exited the building. Seems odd that you would go to the trouble of picking up papers off the floor and, fold them, put them in your pocket, and then you throw them out after you leave. I don't know. Anyway, when the FBI left, Perretta immediately texted Vukic, and they had this lengthy back and forth about what he told them, what Perretta told them. And at one point, Perretta said, quote, "I couldn't have made it any more clear that we aren't Trump supporters, Proud Boys, QAnon, or anything like that." Really? Yeah. Vukic, by the way, his friend, was wearing a QAnon shirt in the Capitol. It had the slogan, the shortened version of "Where we go one, we go all." And it had a drawing of Donald Trump's hair. It was like the Punisher logo with Donald Trump's hair on it. Yeah, because he's not a Trump supporter or a QAnon follower. Anyway, at the end of their conversation, Vukic vowed that they would fight these charges. He said, "Oh, we're never going to receive jail time." And then Perretta concurred. He said, quote, "Exactly. I just can't see us getting in trouble." So Perretta was arrested on June 23rd of 2021, and he was charged with entering a restricted building or grounds, theft of government property, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. In September of 2021, Perretta pleaded guilty to the parading charge, so he was looking at up to 6 months in prison, 5 years of probation, and $5,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor requested only 1 month in prison and $500 in restitution. So U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan presided over Perretta's case, and at the sentencing hearing, she told him, quote, "What you did on Jan 6 is no caper. It was no, let's go check out what's happening. This was a violent attempted overthrow of the government." And then Judge Chutkan also said, quote, "There's no mob without a crowd, And not everybody needs to be beating police officers and stealing property to be part of the mob. Those people who were acting violently were emboldened and encouraged by people like Mr. Perretta and Mr. Vukic. And then she added that if Perretta and Vukic hadn't added to the size of the crowd, quote, this mob wouldn't have gotten as far as they did. So true. So Judge Chutkan then said, quote, this isn't Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They had with them eye protective wear, goggles, and yellow lensed glasses. That's not normal eyewear. That's what you wear to protect your eyes from tear gas or pepper spray. That's not what you put on your faces when you just go to see what's going on. That's what you put on your faces when you expect resistance from law enforcement. They came prepared for confrontation. And then the judge also pointed out how lucky Perretta and Vukic were. She said many other people would have been shot that day on January 6th. So we know who she's talking about. And in the end, she gave the prosecutor everything that they asked for. So she sentenced Perretta to 1 month in prison and $500 in restitution. As with his friend, I blame the prosecutor for the weak-ass sentence. I mean, he should have been required to plead to something more serious, considering the fact that they stole government documents, because they admitted these were congressional documents that they picked up and they stole. Shouldn't have been a parading charge. Not for that. Anyway, I will let you all know if I hear any more about him or his friend. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, become a subscriber, become a donor if you possibly can, or leave a tip or a super thanks. Love you guys. Take care. Talk with you soon.